Tonight, investigating the country's latest murder.
Police were called to Nassau on McQuay Street last night, where Siaska Adderley was first on the scene.
Sadness filled the air of McQuay Street after a man was gunned down. Family members were sobbing and looking on in disbelief. While it's still very early into the investigations, head of the Central Detective Unit, Superintendent Paul Roll, says they were called to the area around 8:30.
Police received reports of gunshots being discharged here in the McQuay Street area. Officers responded to the scene where they met a male lying in the street, suffering from multiple gunshots about his body. EMS also responded to the scene where they pronounced the male lifeless.
Roll says police were led on a high-speed chase through the Baintown area, but the suspect was able to evade them. Family members on the scene identified the deceased as Edwin Sin Taylor. Taylor's believed to be in his 40s, married, a father of two, and a resident of Bacardi Road. At the time of his death, he was allegedly visiting relatives who live on that street.
Let us do this investigation and show some restraint for the family. I don't want to talk about the individual's background at this time.
Circumstances surrounding this latest incident is still sketchy at this point, but police say they are confident that this matter will be resolved soon. Siaska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
The credibility of the prosecution's star witness in the Tony and Leroy Smith murder trial was called into question during court proceedings today. Our Fern Carey has more from the trial.
During the proceedings, defense attorneys Muriel DeSille and Michael Kemp attacked the credibility of the prosecution's star witness, suggesting that he was, quote, deceitful and a liar. The Court of Appeal had previously ordered that this witness testify anonymously via video link to protect his identity. The witness recalled the events that led to the fatal shooting of Tristan Bartlett back in 2012. Tony Smith and Leroy Smith are on trial for the murder. On Wednesday, the witness said he saw the defendant shoot the deceased and that he saw a gun in Tony Smith's waist. However, under cross-examination, the witness changed his story, telling jurors he did not see them shoot anybody. The witness then explained that he saw them get in the car with the deceased and later saw the same two defendants leave the vehicle. This prompted attorney Michael Kemp to suggest that the witness was a gangster who was groomed as a member of the Border Boys gang and that his weapon of choice was a .40 firearm. Kemp also suggested that the witness was responsible for one of the 3 spent casings found inside the green Honda where Bartlett met his death. But those suggestions were vigorously refuted by the witness.
Now, more witnesses are expected to testify in this case. It is unclear at this time whether the accused will take the stand in their own defense. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Nico Grant, says value-added tax is a burden that the Bahamian people aren't prepared for and should not be placed on their backs. Grant says in spite of the rhetoric by the government, Grand Bahamians are continuing to struggle. He says residents there still haven't recovered from the hurricanes of 2004 and 2005.
The people on Grand Bahama are hurting, sir. On a regular basis, I hear of Grand Bahamians losing their jobs, their homes, and businesses on the island are downsizing or closing altogether. Families are being forced to separate due to one parent having to leave the island in search of gainful employment. With the sluggish economy and the state of affairs in Grand Bahama, Mr. Speaker, it would be a grave injustice to enforce such a regressive tax burden on the shoulders of the already suffering economy. Mr. Speaker, with the implementation of VAT, there will be an increase for almost all goods and services rendered with no impending salary increase.